It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wildcard Weekend. It's the Commanders and the Lions coming up next.
Call it Motown, call it the Motor City. To Lions fans, this is home. Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Tonight, the second of two on this Wild Card Saturday. It's the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. Playoff football has arrived. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner, best time of the year. It starts with Super Wild Card Weekend, 3 days, 6 games, and this matchup as good as any of them.
Yeah, and really, it's so funny, Mike. We watch these regular season games all year, and it just seems like there's no way the intensity and the competitive spirit could ever be higher. But there is just something different about playoff football in the NFL. You can feel it in the stadium. You can sense it down on the field in pregame. Both these teams have had this as their #1 goal all year. Make it to the playoffs. Everybody has a shot, and we're about to kick this thing off and get rolling.
Time now for the second of 6 on this Super Wild Card Weekend. And off we go on this Saturday night. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. #1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. Jared Goff.
I remember talking to him earlier this season, Mike, and he emphasized the importance of winning their division. That guarantees you host at least one playoff game. Well, that's been reached. Now, they have their sights set on something even bigger, but to accomplish that, they're going to have to take advantage of this opportunity right here in front of them. That starts by doing whatever it takes over these next couple hours to extend their season by 1 more week.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing here is Goff. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches. On play action, Goff. Open man is the tight end right. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. Goff gives it to Gibbs. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He's got his tight end, that's Laporta. His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, then on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
On second down, Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Got his man at the 6. And the Lions are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. From the gun, it's Goff. This one caught at the 4. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. They'll run with Gibbs. And he will dive into the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is fielded inside the 5. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Getting your team to the playoffs, Mike, that's a massive accomplishment for... But if he wants to take them on a deep run, can he find the balance of playing mistake-free football while also maintaining that aggressive approach that has gotten them here in the first place? It's certainly not going to be easy. This place is going to be rocking, and their opponents, they have championship aspirations of their own. But as long as he doesn't get too big for him, his team's going to have a shot to move on to next week.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Still first down.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On first down, right back to Robinson. And he's pushing tacklers away as he takes it forward for a gain of 9. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll go again with Robinson. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but Not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Medical staff will take a look, see if he can continue here in the wild card round. To the air again is Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Throwing again, Daniel. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. First grab of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He picks up the first down with that one.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game, Mike. I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. And what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And tell you what, they've answered all those questions, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Try it again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he's in. Rondale Moore. Touchdown, Commanders.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This taken at the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Lions offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Frankie Louvu there to make the play defensively. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. A 2nd down throw for Goff. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Goff to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
Well, nothing real fancy here, Mike. Not a huge pickup, but anytime on 3rd down, you got to know where the sticks are, who's your most reliable player, and I think everybody in this booth knows exactly what position that is.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Throwing, Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff in trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Every time a quarterback is sacked, everyone kind of looks around at the offensive lineman like, oh, come on, guys, pick it up. I don't think this was on the O-line at all. I think the quarterback is holding on to the ball too long. You know what they say, Mike? Sacks, those are quarterback stats.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. To throw is Goff. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. McPherson's kick is good. And the Lions will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. This drive kicks off with 1st and 10. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. And he puts his head down, and he picks up the 1st down.
It's really just an extended handoff. Get the ball out wide to your running back in space and make the defense tackle him. That's really all this is. Something small turns into a nice pickup.
1st and 10. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. His first catch of the wild card game, and good for a 1st down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now Daniels. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Third and a yard. It's Daniels. To the goal line and in. Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Lions offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Trail by 4, touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Receiver in motion, headed left. On 2nd down, Goff. He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's...
And he will get into the end zone. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Lions move out to a 3-point edge. 17-14. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll get about 5. The motion man here is McClure. Another run here for Robinson. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. 3rd and short, and it's Daniels. That one on target to Moore. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
They're running here with Robinson. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. 3rd and a yard. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. 14 yards on that pass play there. First down, Washington.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Daniels. He'll find Brown out of the backfield. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing is Daniels. That's complete. Some more on the right side. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. Chad Ryland on now for the field goal. This from 40 yards out. Ryland's kick is good. And the Commanders have tied it at 17.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll work in a tie game here in the 2nd quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. From the gun, here's Gibbs. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. A 2nd down throw for Goff. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. On 1st down, it's Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. From the gun, it's Goff. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. To throw is Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. 6 catches for him in the ballgame now. And this one's good for a 1st down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Throwing here is Goff. Right back to Williams. They connect again. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. To the outside, catch made by Hopkins. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds at the 2. Here's Goff. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Detroit. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Greg, that is a dream for a quarterback and a receiver. Give me time to get open, and they do for the score.
I don't care who your secondary players are, Mike. You could give me the best 5 defensive backs in the league. You cannot stress the coverage for that amount of time. You have to get after the quarterback. So hats off to the offensive line. They did their job, and quarterback hung in there, and he found himself 1 for 6.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. That's complete to the veteran, Nelson Aguilar. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. That's 13 more on that play, and quickly another 1st down. To the air again is Daniel. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. Chad Ryland on now for the field goal. The spot is at their own 49, making this a 61-yard attempt. So it is halftime here in the NFC Wildcard matchup, as we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. This, the second of our 2 games here on this Super Wildcard Saturday. We'll get it back out to you two in just a minute. But first, let's take a look ahead to Sunday's action in the NFC. A 3-6 battle that ought to be a good one, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals squaring off against the New Orleans Saints. In the first half, it was the veteran quarterback Jared Goff who had command of the offense. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Eddie has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. And he lowers the shoulder. A gain of about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Here's Robinson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Third and long, and here's Daniels. And that is incomplete. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And it's going to bring up fourth down. The Commanders about to send this one away. Donovan Peoples-Jones back to return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Lions offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Linebacker Ivan Pace up to make that play. 2nd and 7. To throw is Goff. That is caught. It is Hopkins. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. They'll run with Gibbs. And he'll take this up past the 40. Pick up a 5. On play action, Goff. Work it. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Commanders come up with it. And so much for a nice gain through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
He'll go left side here and complete this one. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Here's a guy, Mike, who just refuses to go down. You'd love to see the old school kind of stiff arm. Get off me. Ability to break these tackles and still pick up big yards.
Daniels now on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. So after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. Medical staff will take Dan Quinn wants a second opinion here, and he has thrown the challenge flag. They're looking both at the feet to see if two were down, but also whether or not he had full possession of the football when those feet were down. So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. Ryland's kick is good. And the Commanders will cut the lead down to 4.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And a solid run back there. They'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Lions offense and their big play wide out getting set for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground, this is Gibbs. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. A tackle made by the former first-rounder, Javon Kinlaw. On 2nd down, Goff. Now a pass deep for St. Brown. And that is incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And it'll be 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The visitors' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run here with Brown. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Brown. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
2nd and 2. You're thinking, I got 2 downs to get 2 yards. How hard can that be? Well, against this defense, it turns out to be a big challenge. They take you back for a loss at 2, and now you find yourself on 3rd down.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that 1st down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
And he gets this up close to the 40. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. Throwing on 2nd down, Daniel. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. The motion man here is McClure. That one on target to Moore. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a 1st down.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. Not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing now. Daniels. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Even in the air, here's Daniels. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Carlton Davis there defensively to break that one up. On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Chad Ryland on now for the field goal. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. Ryland's kick is good. And the Commanders cut the deficit down to 1.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Throwing, Goff. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Christian Fulton.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now Daniels. That pass taken in by McLaurin. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So 1 quarter remains in this NFC Wildcard matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. Here we go. 3rd and a yard. Third and a yard. It's Daniels. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Now Robinson. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Daniels to throw on second down. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And that is incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And we've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame. And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
The return starts from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Goff. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
There's that man again, another catch. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. On 2nd down, it's Gibbs. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the 1st down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. Here's Goff. He's got it at the 7. And he's into the end zone. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Lions. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
On is McPherson for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Lions will up the lead to 5. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. He fields it at the 8. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They'll go again with Robinson. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Here's Brown. And this rough day on the ground continues. They're going to drop him behind the line again.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
Whistles look like the right side got an early jump there. Let's check the flag. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down.
Sometimes it's just a case of taking what the defense gives you. And here's one of those examples. There's nowhere for him to go with the ball. For a minute, it looked like he was going to be able to pick up this 1st down with his legs. The defense rallies, brings him down short of the 1st down marker, sets up 4th down.
And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this 1st down. Working free downfield, it is Williams. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
When he continues to play at this level, Mike, it just makes this team so hard to beat. It's the combination of leading both long, sustained drives and being able to strike in bunches. It puts so much pressure on these defenses, and with the way today's game has gone, doesn't look like he has any plans on slowing down.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. He's got it at the 3. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Montgomery. And looked like he may have had a lane, but the defense shut it down quickly. He did not get in. It'll be 2nd down. Now, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. They'll let the fullback try to push the pile. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Detroit. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Daniels going to throw again. That's caught downfield. McLaurin brings it in. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Keeping in the air, here's Daniels. He keeps it himself. And Daniels will have the 1st down as he's able to slide and avoid the contact. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. Now, 2nd and 4. They'll drop to throw. That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Terry McLaurin, touchdown Commanders. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
A 1-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. Inside the 40.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
The home team's offense ready to get back to work. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9, setting up 2nd and short. Once again, it's Gibbs. Now the Commanders will use their 3rd and final timeout to talk things over before 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That is caught at the 3. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them down to the 1.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. From back at the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Lions. They are moving on in these playoffs. Won't have a long time to celebrate this one. They have to get right back to work for the divisional round. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from downtown Detroit.